Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I'm Tina Jha. Before we begin with the bulletin, I would like to appeal to all our viewers to continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior as we are witnessing a massive surge in cases of coronavirus. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and ensure physical distancing each time you step outside. We are still in the midst of the pandemic, and these simple precautions will help us keep the infection away. And now the headlines of the day.
अगर बाकी राज्यों पर भी हम नजर डालें तो सब में अपस्विंग हमें दिखाई देती है। इसका है तात्पर्य ये है कि सारे देश को ही अब मेहनत करनी है, जुड़ना है और पैंडेमिक को कंट्रोल करने के लिए सारी ताकत से जूझना है।
Centre issues warning on pandemic, instructs all states to strictly ensure COVID-appropriate behavior. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan reviews health situation in 11 severely affected states. Assembly elections conclude in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Assam. Third phase polling ends in West Bengal. Campaigning intensifies for the fourth phase. Prime Minister Modi addresses public meetings in Cooch Behar and Howrah. Justice N. Venkat Ramana to assume the office of Chief Justice of India on the 24th of April. His term will continue till 26th August 2022. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav event to commemorate Dandi March ends in Gujarat. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu underscores need to practice Gandhi's mantra of non-violence in thoughts and words. And Prime Minister Modi to interact with students, teachers and parents in the fourth edition of his Pariksha Pe Charcha program at 7 p.m. tomorrow. The government has said that the COVID-19 situation in the country has worsened and the speed of rising cases is higher than the first wave. Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul said on Tuesday that the next 4 weeks are going to be very, very critical for the country. The entire country has to come together and make efforts to fight the pandemic. The country's total active case load reached 7,88,000 on Tuesday, comprising 6.21% of the total infections. India recorded nearly 97,000 cases in the last 24 hours, pushing the nation's COVID-19 tally to over 1 crore 26 lakh. 446 deaths were reported in the same period, taking the total death toll to 1,65,547. With 50,143 new recoveries, the total recoveries now stand at 1 crore 17 lakh. However, the national recovery rate has further dropped to 92.48%.
स्थिति में पेंडेमिक में खराबी आई है, सीरियस राइज हुई है हमारे केसेस में, एक वेव की राइज हुई है। इस बारी की ये जो स्पीड है वो पिछली बारी की स्पीड से ज्यादा है, ये हमें मालूम होना चाहिए, तेज गति से हो रहा है। कुछ राज्यों में ये समस्या ज्यादा है, कुछ राज्यों में बहुत ही ज्यादा है, लेकिन अगर बाकी राज्यों पर भी हम नजर डालें तो सब में अपस्विंग हमें दिखाई देती है।
8 states, which include Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, reported a steep rise in daily new cases of coronavirus. 80.04% of the new cases were reported from just these states. Maharashtra had the highest daily new cases at 47,288, followed by Chhattisgarh with 7,302, while Karnataka reported 5,279 new cases.
We have deployed central teams in Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and Punjab. There are 50 such high-level multidisciplinary public health teams. Each team consists of two people. One is a public health expert doctor and the other is a clinician doctor.
जो एसओपी बनाया गया था और बनाया गया है, हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि वो उसका पूरी तरह से पालन हो रहा है और ऐसा ही कांग्रेगेशन, ऐसा क्राउड जो है वो इस संक्रमण को ना बढ़ाए, इसके जो भी कदम उसमें सूचित किए गए सोच विचार के, उनका अनुपालन हमें उम्मीद है कि अच्छी तरह से हो रहा है.
On the vaccination front, India recorded the highest single-day vaccination coverage. More than 43 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. And with this, the total vaccinations have crossed 8 crore 31 lakh in the country. These include over 89 lakh healthcare workers who have got the first dose, 53 lakh healthcare workers who have also received the second dose. Besides, 97 lakh frontline workers have received the first dose of the vaccine, and 42 lakh frontline workers have also been administered the second dose. 3 crore 41 lakh first dose beneficiaries and 8 lakh second dose beneficiaries more than 60 years of age and nearly 2 crore first dose beneficiaries and 3 lakh second dose beneficiaries aged 45 years and above have also been vaccinated across the country till date.
कि सारे ही वैक्सीन जो आज दिए जा रहे हैं दुनिया में, इंक्लूडिंग अवर 2 ग्रेट वैक्सीन, मोर्टेलिटी को कम करते हैं, सीवियर डिजीज को कम करते हैं, प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, लाइव्स को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं. तो उसी प्रायोरिटी को आगे करके प्रायोरिटाइजेशन करी गई है उस सिचुएशन में जबकि वैक्सीन प्रोडक्शन बढ़ रही है, वैक्सीन के साथ जुड़ना है, अडल्ट्स को वैक्सीन पहुंचाना है. इसके पीछे यही सोच है कि सबसे पहले जो मोर्टेलिटी के प्रेडिक्शन को लेके हैं हमारे समाज में, उनको कवर करो.
And time for all the news and views from the poll-bound states. Polling concluded in the states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala and also the Union Territory of Puducherry, which voted in a single phase. Voting was peaceful in the 234 seats in Tamil Nadu, with 65% polling recorded till 7 p.m. Nearly 4,000 candidates, including heavyweights like Chief Minister K. Palaniswamy, Deputy Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam, and DMK President M.K. Stalin, are in the fray. The state is witnessing a fierce battle between arch rivals AIADMK and DMK. Kerala too witnessed heavy polling in the crucial assembly elections, with nearly 70% of the total 2.4 crore voters casting their votes to elect representatives in 140 constituencies. There are 957 candidates in the fray in the state. The main contest is between the ruling LDF and the opposition UDF. The BJP-led National Democratic Alliance is also looking to increase its tally in the state and has named Metroman E. Sridharan as its chief ministerial candidate. Puducherry also reported higher voter percentage, voting for 30 Vidhan Sabha seats that was completed in a single phase. The Union Territory polled around 78% votes. The contest is between AINRC-led NDA and the Congress-led Secular Democratic Alliance. A total of 324 members are in the fray here. The results of the assembly elections will be announced on the 2nd of May. While Assam recorded over 80% voter turnout in the third and the final phase of polling, voting for 40 seats spread across 12 districts in the third and last phase of the Assam elections took place between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Tuesday. First-time voters in Assam displayed their enthusiasm by queuing up in large numbers before the polling stations. According to officials, the voting was largely peaceful, although there was some disturbance in some areas that was also reported. 337 candidates, including Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, his 5 cabinet colleagues, are also in the fray. There are 25 women candidates contesting in this phase. All COVID-19 protocols for the voters, including social distancing and thermal screening, were maintained. In West Bengal, nearly 78% polling was recorded in the third phase of assembly elections. Polling was held for 31 seats spread across 3 districts, 16 in South 24 Parganas, 7 in Havra and 8 in Hooghly amid tight security and COVID-19 protocol. Hooghly recorded the highest voting turnout at 79.29%, followed by Havra that recorded 77.92% and South 24 Parganas which saw 76.74% polling. And campaigning for the 4th phase of elections in West Bengal, Prime Minister Narendra Modi campaigned in Bengal's Cooch Behar and Havra districts on Tuesday. Expressing confidence of the BJP's victory, the Prime Minister claimed that people in Bengal are speculating that the Trinamool Congress will disintegrate after its defeat on the 2nd of May. Targeting Mahatma Banerjee, the Prime Minister claimed that the TMC Supremo was heaping abuse on him as she is frustrated over her party's impending defeat in the assembly elections. Polling for 44 seats in the 4th phase will be held on the 10th of April.
2 मई को जब ये चुनाव के नतीजे आएंगे, 2 मई को बंगाल में बीजेपी सरकार बनने के बाद यहां भी विकास का, प्रगति का अभियान और तेज किया जाएगा। बीते 2 चरणों के मतदान में दीदी का जाना तय हो चुका है।
Meanwhile, the Trinamool Congress chief and Chief Minister Mahatma Banerjee also intensified campaigning in the state for the 4th phase. Addressing a public meeting in Alipurdwar district, she claimed that the BJP activists were forcibly occupying polling booths and attacking members of her party, including the candidates. She asserted that she would not get bogged down by such intimidatory tactics. Time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Justice N. Venkat Ramana has been appointed as the next Chief Justice of India. He will take over as the 48th Chief Justice of India on the 24th of April, after incumbent S.A. Bobde demits office a day before. Justice Ramana will hold office till the 26th of August 2022. He was elevated as the Chief Justice of Delhi High Court back in 2013 and was appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court on 17th February 2014. Justice Ramana has dealt with several high-profile cases in the top court. The 25-day-long ceremonial Dandi March as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav concluded on a colourful note on Tuesday. Speaking at the concluding ceremony in the Dandi village of Gujarat, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said that Mahatma Gandhi's principle of non-violence included non-violence in words as well as thoughts. Addressing the gathering, the Vice President asked everyone to take inspiration from Mahatma Gandhi, who always used polite and respectful language even for his opponents. He called the Dandi Salt March as a watershed moment in our freedom struggle that he said altered the course of history.
नमक सत्याग्रह ने हमारा स्वाधीनता आंदोलन की नया दिशा दी। यह गांधी जी के राष्ट्रवादी चिंतन का सबसे महत्वपूर्ण प्रयोग था। यात्रा के दौरान गांधी जी 22 स्थानों पर रुके और वहां के स्थानीय समुदायों को संबोधित किया है। उनके संबोधन में समाज में छुआछूत का विरोध, सांप्रदायिक सौहार्द, स्वदेशी जैसा विषय उठाए जाते थे।
The Vice President said that people may be political opponents, but they're all Indians and should work for the development of the country. He also said icons like Mahatma Gandhi and Sardar Patel inspire us to work together to build an India of our dreams.
We have to respect other political parties. One party may rule one time, other party may rule some other time, but we are all Indians. We are all wedded to the development of this country. Keeping this in mind, we should respect each other. We should standards in public life. We should learn from Gandhiji.
Also speaking at the event, Culture Minister Prahlad Singh Patel said the real heroes of the 25-day Dandi Yatra are the participants who walked from the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad to Dandi.
मेरा विश्वास है इस यात्रा से इस अमृत महोत्सव की जो भव्य शुरुआत हुई है, जो दिव्य शुरुआत हुई है, जो जागरण का मंत्र फूंका है, वो जागरण का मंत्र आसमान तक अपनी गुंजायमान करते हुए आने वाली पीढ़ी को बताएगा कि देश की आज़ादी में जो बलिदान हुए हैं वो मामूली बलिदान नहीं है, जो आज़ादी हमको मिली है वो मामूली नहीं है.
Earlier in the day, the Vice President paid homage to Mahatma Gandhi at the Prarthana Mandir. He interacted with 81 participants of the Dandi Yatra and also visited the Dandi Memorial and Museum. On the 12th of March this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had flagged off the Dandi Yatra from the Sabarmati Ashram as part of the celebrations over the completion of 75 years of India's independence. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has urged workers of the BJP to counter false narratives being built around the farm laws, the Citizenship Amendment Act and also the labour laws. Addressing party workers on the BJP's 41st Foundation Day, the Prime Minister called it a conspiracy to create political instability, asking workers of the party to make people aware. He asserted that the BJP has always worked on the mantra of the party is bigger than the individual and the nation is bigger than the party. He said the BJP fulfilled Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's vision of One India by scrapping Article 370. He criticized the opposition for their remark that if the BJP wins polls, it is called poll-winning machine, but if others win, there is appreciation. Targeting the opposition, the Prime Minister said that the BJP is not a poll-winning machine, but a movement that connects with people. The Prime Minister also paid tribute to stalwarts of the party like Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Kushabhau Thakre, Rajmata Sindhia and Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
बीजेपी चुनाव जीतने की मशीन नहीं, देश और देशवासियों का दिल जीतने वाला एक अविरल अनवरत अभियान है. आज गलत नैरेटिव बनाए जाते हैं, कभी सीए को लेकर, कभी कृषि कानूनों को लेकर, कभी लेबर लॉ को लेकर. बीजेपी के प्रत्येक कार्यकर्ता को समझना होगा कि इसके पीछे सोची समझी राजनीति है. ये एक बहुत बड़ा षड्यंत्र है. इसका मतलब है देश में राजनीतिक अस्थिरता पैदा करना. इसलिए बीजेपी के हर कार्यकर्ता को सतर्क रहना है. इन लोगों की सच्चाई से देश की जनता को सावधान करते रहना होगा.
2 सांसदों से 303 सांसदों की यात्रा आदरणीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हम सबको प्राप्त हुई है और 12 राज्यों में हमारी विशुद्ध भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनी है. उसी तरीके से वैचारिक पृष्ठभूमि पर देखा जाए तो एकात्म मानववाद से शुरू करके अंत्योदय से होते हुए सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास ये लेते हुए भारतीय जनता पार्टी आज आगे बढ़ रही है. और 5 राज्यों में आज जो चुनाव भी हो रहे हैं उसमें भी जनता का आशीर्वाद हम सबको मिलेगा.
Prime Minister Modi will interact with students, teachers and parents during Pariksha Pe Charcha at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. The mega event will be held in a virtual mode for the first time due to restrictions posed by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Nearly 14 lakh students, teachers and parents have registered to participate in the program with the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has said that students from 81 countries participated in the creative writing competition discussed on the exam that was held between 17th February to the 4th of March.
जो छात्र प्रतिभागी में जिन्होंने अपना स्थान बनाया वो सीधे संवाद भी कर सकेंगे। उसमें छात्र छात्राएं हैं, उसमें विदेश के छात्र छात्राएं भी हैं और अभिभावक भी हैं और अध्यापकगण भी हैं। मैं समझता हूँ ये दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा ऐसा अभिनव कार्यक्रम है। परीक्षा पे चर्चा की जो प्रतिस्पर्धा में आने वाले जो छात्र छात्राएं, अभिभावक और अध्यापक हैं, वो कल 7 अप्रैल 7 बजे साय को दूरदर्शन पर और विभिन्न चैनलों पर, जिसमें स्वयं प्रभा के 32 चैनल भी सम्मिलित हैं, सीधे प्रधानमंत्री जी से संवाद हो सकेगा।
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov held wide-ranging talks in New Delhi on Tuesday. The talks focused on boosting bilateral cooperation in trade, military, nuclear energy. They also discussed peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Here's a report. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov discussed issues of mutual interest and other global matters during the delegation-level talks in New Delhi. The talks were held with a focus on preparations for the annual India-Russia summit later this year, for which Russian President Vladimir Putin is slated to visit Delhi. Addressing a joint press conference after the delegation-level talks, S. Jaishankar said that they discussed enhancing cooperation in the fields of nuclear energy, military, economy and investment in Russia's Far East.
I'm sure Minister Lavrov would share my assessment that our bilateral cooperation remains energetic and forward-looking. We talked about long-standing partnership in nuclear, space and defense sectors. We assessed positively our economic cooperation, noting the new opportunities in Russian Far East.
The talks also focused on peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region, during which External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar apprised the Russian delegation of India's position. Jaishankar added that Russia is a very important partner for India in its Act East and Beyond policy.
I shared our viewpoint on the Indo-Pacific. As our Prime Minister pointed out at the Shangri-La dialogue some years ago, contemporary challenges require countries to work together in new and different ways. Such cooperation also reflects the multipolar and rebalanced character of global politics. Russia is a very important partner, whether it is their Far East or whether it is the Chennai-Vladivostok corridor.
We discussed bilateral military cooperation, including state-of-the-art weapons manufacturing. In this strategically important area, Russia is a major foreign contractor for New Delhi.
While Lavrov dismissed suggestions of any future military alliance between Russia and China, as Jaishankar said, India is not forging any such alliance with the United States. Both leaders also agreed to further strengthen mutual cooperation in the Middle East, Iran, Afghanistan and the UN Security Council.
Though today's meeting between India and Russia was centered on the preparation of next summit between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin, but they also discussed issues all over the globe. And finally, they decided that India-Russia relationship are on better trajectory and military relationship between the two countries are also deepening because both the countries believe in multipolarism. Akhilesh Suman for Sansad TV with camera person Raj Thakur in Delhi.
The IMF has projected an impressive 12.5% growth rate for India in 2021, stronger than the growth rate of China. In its annual World Economic Outlook, the International Monetary Fund said that the Indian economy is expected to grow by 6.9% in 2022. China, on the other hand, which was the only major economy to have a positive growth rate of 2.3% in 2020, is expected to grow by 8.6% in 2021 and 5.6% in 2022. The IMF also projected a stronger recovery in 2021 and 2022 for the global economy, with growth projected to be 6% in 2021 and 4.4% in 2022. And that's it from us before we leave. But let me remind all our viewers once again to stay safe from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and ensure that you maintain physical distancing whenever you step outside. Remember, we are still in the midst of the pandemic, and these simple precautions are all that it takes on our part to defeat the ongoing pandemic. Take care, good night, and thank you for your time.